Sitting here in Belgium
Yes.
with Guy Wouters,
Yes.
or should I pronounce your first name as Guy? No.
In English speaking countries they say Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Near in Belgium they say Guy. Yeah.
We talked once before in Dutch language
Right?
about non-duality, Advaita,
Yeah.
and your path.
Yeah.
For people from abroad who don't know you, can you tell us something about what you do and why you do it?
That's not an easy question, what I do, what I don't do. Certainly by moving to this new house, which is completely in the country, in the green, where we came from the city, it is a big question for me and my wife. So now we have what we wanted to have, living in the green. And then this morning we said, and what now? What will we do now?
Yeah.
And we didn't have an answer.
No.
And I always think, if you don't have an answer, sometimes that's good. Because then it comes from nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Naturally,
Yeah.
yes. We had some difficult days when we saw that we changed to a complete new environment. This day was a very difficult day. We went driving around a bit and we saw a very nice church, and we went into the church and we sat there. And then I realized that being in a church and praying and being in the presence of what I call God gives you a lot of courage. And God is for me putting things in a bigger picture. You see, God is not the God people think, the Father with the white beard, but you put things in a wider context. Belgian churches, and they call it basilics, they have a very round
roof.
A very round roof. So when you enter, you feel as you are in a kind of heaven.
Yeah.
You put it in a very big picture. And when I do this with my hands, I remember Douglas Harding, who said, here you are space, here you are the world. But that's just the same when you enter in the church and you in the basilica and you think, I'm here in the presence with God. For me, that's the same. God or space or... So we said, now we are here, what are we going to do? And we said, we have to make reality ourselves. We also said, I thought, I want to put things now in a very large picture. In my first interview, I was more theoretically, and now I'm getting practically. More deeper in myself. It's difficult to explain because it's something you feel inside.
Yeah.
You feel that there is a bigger picture. Much bigger than you are. It's the same thing Catholics or Protestants felt before when they went to church. God was very big, it was very more important than their ordinary life and their ordinary problems.
Yeah.
And I think in Advaita it's a bit the same. See? When I tell my wife I'm the space and in that space happens everything, she says, I don't believe that. What do I have with being in space when I don't get my laundry done? Huh?
Yeah.
And then I says, yeah, but doing your laundry also happened in the space. And she said, I can't do anything with those kind of theories because the laundry is still there, the ironing is still there. I think she's right. There are the two aspects,
Yeah.
not only one. Like I said in the first interview, and what Jan van den Hoover said, it is, we live in a dualistic world. And we talk a lot about non-dualistic world. But Jan says we first have to emerge
Mm-hmm.
in the dualistic world till we are almost
Fed up with it.
it, and that we need a God, a bigger perspective, a space. Yeah.
So Guy, you've been working as a psychotherapist for a lot of years.
Yeah.
What is the most hurt problem people come to you with?
Well, a lot of people come with problems like relation problems, sexual incest, depression, fear. But those are all problems who are lying on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
There is always something behind. And even if you go deeper and deeper, there always come the questions, who am I? What I'm doing here? Like we said this morning, my wife, and now we are here. And now? What are we going to do now? Who are we? Why are we here? I think those questions are the fundamental questions. And they are not easy to answer to my clients, because if you start talking about space, I'm the space, or I'm the ocean and the waves, and they can't imagine. It's too abstract. So what I try, mostly under the influence of other people like my wife, is to get it realistic, and not all those metaphors. The metaphors are nice, but to get Advaita very realistic and very usable for all kinds of people. That's a bit my goal, my aim. I think vulnerability. I don't know if you already listened to Brené Brown. Brené Brown, the power of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
You can see her on YouTube. I feel more and more vulnerable, and being aware of vulnerability and being available for all those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That availability becomes an availability for everything. And with my children and my grandchildren, when I'm very critical, I'm in my ego, I'm in a tunnel vision, a real tunnel vision like that. I become aggressive, I become depressive, I become neurotic, till I can make a click here and see it in a wider space. And accepting who they are and what they are. And then everything changes. But it's not easy. Life is not easy. I think life is very difficult. And people say when I'm in the consciousness, everything gets easy. Well, I doubt.
Maybe that's a trap. When I first heard of Advaita, it looked to me like a cure for everything.
Yeah.
You think, now I found it.
Yeah.
Now I found a theory that's gonna get me rid of all problems, all the bad feelings, all negativity.
Yeah. Like it's an antivirus for the flu.
Yeah.
But still you get the flu.
Yeah.
It's a little bit less difficult to have a flu then, but still you get a flu. No, it's not a cure. It also is not a way to become happy. It's only a way to like Jeff Foster says, to get in total acceptance of everything what happens. And I can tell you that now, but that is my most difficult thing in life, to accept what's happening, what other people say.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's very difficult. I think that living the non-dualistic way is a thing you desire. And I think the desiring is the most important thing. Yeah. More than realizing. Sometimes masters say, I got realized.
Mm-hmm.
And I more like to desire.
And what is that you are desiring for? Total acceptance?
Yeah. Total acceptance, total... what does Jan van den Hoover says? Availability. Be available for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Being available for everything what happens. I struggle with it each day. But if you can see the struggle, you are already on the way.
In our Dutch interview you told us that you take medicine.
Yeah.
Is that still so? Are you still on pills to reduce anxiety or to feel more relaxed?
I think I'm getting more relaxed. Less pills. For the rest of my life I will be on one pill left. And that's okay for me.
Yeah.
Jan said to me, Guy, take that one pill and live your life, he said.
Yeah.
And look at the trees and the birds and take that one pill and say it's okay.
Yeah.
Accept also that.
And are you planning to give satsang also here in your new home, or maybe one-on-one talks? Or
On my website there is here a place for satsang. We can do it outside now. We can do it inside. I'll leave it up to who is coming and what is coming. And,
yeah. There's not that much going on in Belgium with Advaita meetings.
No.
Not the same as in Holland, right?
No.
How come?
I don't know.
Mm.
I think Flemish people are more practical, are more having difficulties in seeing abstract things. And also me, when I go to listen to a satsang, usually I leave earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot learn to drive a car just by hearing your teacher explaining how to drive a car.
Yeah.
You have to step into the car and drive.
Yeah.
And sometimes have an accident or a collision.
Yeah.
You have to step into real life.
So is that maybe the thing that a lot of Advaita fans do? They go from one satsang to the other, they read books, but they forget about living life to the fullest.
Yeah. And living life to the fullest is who will do the laundry today, who will cleaning the house today,
Yeah.
who will taking care of the dogs today, who will walk the dogs, and all those really things of life.
Mm-hmm.
And how you in that real life, how do you get non-dualistic by cleaning the house. How you can do it without getting enervated or angry because you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just can you just do it in acceptance?
Yeah. Mostly when we men clean the house, it's let's do it quick so I can get behind the computer again.
like an old Zen master said to his pupil. The pupil asked her, "Teacher, master, I have meditated for so many years, and I don't have enlightenment." And the master said, "Go and clean the kitchen." Yeah.
Is that what I mean by mindfulness? Doing things in the moment, no resistance.
Yeah, I think so. It's also one of my struggles. Yeah.
But what is it then? What comes up when you are cleaning the house or walking the dog? Is that not wanting to walk the dog?
Yeah.
And ever found an answer why?
Because I'm lazy. Because I'm lazy and I prefer to sit in my chair.
Yeah.
And don't take any responsibility. Till I'm getting aware that I don't want to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Till I get aware that I'm lazy and that I can fully accept it, then I can walk the dogs. Then I think I'm on the non-dualistic way.
Mm-hmm. But then I think, what's wrong with being lazy?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Don't judge yourself on that.
No. But that doesn't mean that some other people need you to do things. Or you just have to clean the house because your wife is doing the laundry. Because she doesn't have to do everything on her own.
Mm-hmm.
So being lazy is okay. Between brackets, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a certain limit.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about silence.
And the dog starts barking.
And the dog starts barking,
Yeah.
Because I think silence is more important than words. I've always dreamed to giving psychotherapy or counseling without any words.
Just being with someone.
Just being with one, completely silent. I would like to do that before I leave. Completely silent, just being there. Just being. No more words, no more satsang. No more satsang with words. I only read about Ramana Maharaji and I heard that he didn't say a lot. Afterwards they made movies, old movies, where they talked about him, but himself he didn't say a lot. And silence. I think there is more Advaita in silence than in words. Whether you sit in church or in a Buddhist temple and you sit in silence. Then you feel there is something bigger, something that can dragen, that can carry all your problems. Because when my wife and I we're having problems and we keep talking about it, sometimes we get talking so much that we get in a drama.
Yeah.
In an ego drama.
Yeah.
So when we sit still, and then I have an American friend at Facebook, and we talk, we video chat, and he talked about gazing therapy. You know about gazing therapy?
Is that looking in each other's eyes?
Just looking into, not staring, but gazing. Just looking into the other one's eyes with a sort of loving kindness. And that's beautiful for me. That's Advaita for me.
It sounds very intimate.
Very intimate.
Yeah.
And a lot of love. If there would be no love in Advaita, I wouldn't care about it. If there is no love in Zen, I wouldn't care about it. And that's something what I find in Christian mysticism, like St. John of the Cross and Teresa from Avila. They had a lot of love in them. That's sometimes what I'm missing in the other religions.
So is the search for truth the search for love?
Yeah. Not so much the search for love. First of all, feeling the love in yourself. And then by gazing to the other one, or just by being present to the other one, you interchange love. And there you solve more problems than with words. I think it's all about love.
Shall we give the dog some love and then start?
Yeah, let's give the dog some love. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Stop.
So, what is love to you? That four-letter word everyone talks about.
It's inside. Love is not so much between you and me. Love is first of all inside me. Love is a feeling of softening, soothing. Personal interaction is another kind of love. It's love with a small L. I'm talking of with a large L. It's more important for me than Advaita or Zen, or I like it. Or I don't read it anymore about Advaita or the theories are fading away. It's becoming silence, love and silence. It's a deepening in my life, becoming more soft. It's about my heart.
And has that something to do with age? You hear sometimes that the older people get, the more vulnerable people get, and the more silent people get.
Well, I think it's the way with me. I think it's not always like that, because there are also older people who are getting more harder and frustrated.
Yeah.
There are two ways older people can go: becoming harder, frustrated, angry, afraid, and other ones are becoming softer. And I hope I'm one of those who is getting softer. I think so.
But do you cry a lot, or do you get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy.
Always been, or now more?
More, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my family members said to me that I'm getting emotional incontinent. Not so fine to say, but yeah, you cry more, and it's not a crying of sentimental things. Um, there is a crazy example like André Hazes, well known in the Holland, but perhaps not so known in the English countries, but not so much his music and his songs, but I saw a DVD of his life, how difficult his life was with his alcoholic problem. Yeah. And then it makes me cry when somebody is having a very difficult life. And he's looking for love. Andre, I think, when I can't say, was looking for love. And yeah, I'm getting more emotional with the day. And it's okay because I'm melting.
Yeah.
Before I was very hard, strong. I knew everything. And now I don't know so much anymore. Perhaps I don't know anything anymore. At last you are breathing and smiling and crying and cleaning the house. And that's it.
Yeah, that's special enough.
That's special enough?
Yeah.
What do you need more in life?
Yeah, well, we think there's something special out there to get and to achieve, enlightenment, knowledge. Yeah. I'm interested, Guy, how does that change your work as a psychotherapist? Because I heard that, and I experienced with some psychotherapists, that they still keep kind of distance to the patient they have, they don't get involved emotionally. Can you still do that?
No, of course I can't do that anymore. That's what you learn at university. Keep a distance.
Yeah.
Be clinical. Be ahead of the client. I can't do that anymore. Sometimes I take a client in my arms. And then other psychologists will say he does that because he needs love himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true. But the other one also needs love.
It works both ways. Yeah.
And when I always almost say love therapy, but that's very difficult, dangerous to say.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have love therapy, then I see clients and patients changing. More changing than having a year on therapy with words and methods and protocols. But when the client feels you really care about him, or I think then he or her changes, really changes.
Yeah. That's the same, I don't know if I talked about it with you in the Dutch interview, but in Africa, when someone is depressed, they throw a party for him, they cuddle him all day, they make great food for him, they sing for him, they dance for him, they give him love.
Yeah, they give him love, yeah.
And he cures.
Yeah. And what do we hear?
Pills.
Yeah. Pills and clinical therapy.
Yeah.
Behavior therapy, cognitive therapy. You know that giving a hug to a client is becoming very dangerous.
You can get...
you can get...
reprimand or...
Yeah, certainly. Because the other one said he touched me or... Yeah. No. I cannot give any more psychotherapy
in the old way.
In the old way.
No.
That's not possible anymore. And if somebody would like to have that here, I would say no, go somewhere else. Yeah. In fact, I'm not a psychotherapist anymore. No. I don't know if you know Thomas Merton, the monk, the Trappist monk who was a playboy, lived in the south of France and then became a monk in the United States. And he said that God said to him, metaphorically, you don't want to carry any title anymore, mystic or psychotherapist, and sometimes I use it in my websites, in my automatic answering mails, because people always ask, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you a psychotherapist or a counselor? And then people need that you give an answer. But for myself, I don't want to have a title anymore. Yeah.
Because it limits you, or
it limits you. It gets me more like that. This is feels like a better interview than the first one, because now I feel more. I'm more present. The first interview I was more there, and now I'm more here.
Yeah. People can see the difference.
Yeah.
And feel the difference. When you open your website, you hear a song, a very uplifting song.
Yeah.
What song is it again?
My webmaster put it in. No mountain is high enough.
Yeah.
And they also we see the picture with me and with my wife and me. No mountain is high enough. People say that in their lives there are so many mountains they cannot get over them. But you can't get over them. The only problem is that when you get to a mountain, you stay at the top. It's descending, like they say in Zen with the guy who is watching the cows or don't know which animals. At the end of his life, he's just walking at the market and selling wine. That's like Siddhartha in Hermann Hesse. He looks for everything, religion, buying, selling, and at the end he becomes a ferryman. So at the end, you don't become enlightened. You just walk the dogs, do the cleaning, but you do it in another way.
Yeah, with a quality.
With equality, exactly. With the mindfulness, with love.
Yeah.
My dogs feel. You saw when I cuddled the big one, then he put his head down. He becomes quiet.
Yeah.
Animals feel that very well. Sometimes people are afraid of it. When I have too much love in myself and I be very loving kindness to other people, some things they get aggressive because they don't know it anymore. You know, there is so much aggression and individualism. When somebody is loving, then they get afraid. My dogs do that. They like that. Yeah. So, to come to a conclusion, it's all about love for me. And when love is not the result, then it doesn't, I have no need for it.
No. One more question I want to ask you, Guy, about the childhood. There's a lot of documentaries on TV lately in Dutch about the importance of how we bring up our children and all the conflicts we see in the world right now, that it's part of the wrong upbringing of a child. What is the right way to send a child into the world? Have you found an answer to that?
Yeah, attention. To giving attention, is that the right word? To give attention.
Yeah.
Don't leave the child just walking around while you are working, or when you are coming home at 6, 7 o'clock, and when it has to go to bed and look at his laptop or the Pokemon thing, or give it attention. Give it a love of attention. Don't give it an iPhone. I do it myself. But don't give it an iPhone. Don't give it a MacBook Air. Give it attention. look it in the eyes. Look at your children. When you look a child in their eyes, the child's become aware he has a right to be there. And when he has the right to be there as a child, he will be another adult. An adult which has the right to be there. I think when you are an adult who doesn't have the right to be there is a big chance you become aggressive.
Why is that?
I think there is a big paradox. When I don't have the right to be there, when nobody loves me, when nobody sees me, I have to kill another one. I have to kill another one to feel that I'm alive. That's a very, perhaps, that's my personal
vision.
Yes. I kill you because I have to feel alive. I kill you to feel something. Because otherwise I don't feel anything. And then I'm a living dead. You know, I don't believe in terrorism. No. Terrorism is a thing I think which is made by the media. I believe in sick people. Very psychic sick people. And how we treat them or how we don't treat them. How we give them so many pills and they don't get better. Because we know on the beforehand that the pills don't work. But we still give them pills. They get in a psychotic situation and they do very strange things then. And you see that the latest terrorist attack, even the media say the murderer wasn't connected to a terrorist organization, but he had psychic problems.
Yeah, he was depressed.
Well, more and more you hear that now.
Yeah.
More and more you hear that, and I think that's the truth behind. We have to look at what's behind. Yeah, what is the real reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do they do that? Yeah.
So it's all just a big shout out for attention, for help.
Yeah.
Please give me love.
Yeah, and please see me.
Yeah.
Hear me. Acknowledge that I'm a person. Will be people who wouldn't like what I say now. Most people say when cut his head off or send him to prison for the rest of his life or death sentence or so. But that will not help because 20 terrorists went to prison here in Belgium and 2 days later there are 5 others.
Yeah.
So I don't say you don't have to put him in prison, but that's not really the
cure.
That's not really the
No.
cure. No. You have to look deeper.
So the very loving thing to say, because it's very, very ego-minded to say, well, just kill all the terrorists and then peace is back again. But
well, that's something which I remembered from my Buddhist period, being a bodhisattva. The promise that I will save everyone on this earth, which Tom Latauer said is a promise nobody can keep. It's impossible. And Tom says, and still, it's my desire. I believe in what is not possible. That I have from Tom Latauer. Yeah.
So when people want to get in touch with you, Guy, what is the fastest way? Facebook or your website? Is there anything in English we can read? Or
Yes. Both websites are now translated in English.
Okay.
There is a website which is called guywouters.be, which is about my Buddhic practice, and the latest version really goes about what I'm telling now. And the other website is called Spirituele Ondersteuning. How to translate in English? Spiritual support. Supporting people. If I can, I try. And all that site is also translated in English.
Yeah.
And it starts with, for me, the most important video I ever heard also. Who am I really? Who am I really? That's the morning question. Who am I?
And that's by Ramana or?
I think that's Mochi or I'm not. No, it's a woman. Who am I? And there doesn't come an answer. And just because there doesn't come an answer, that's who I am. If there would come an answer, that would not be me.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. For me, life is a mystery. Leave it a mystery. Don't go and solve it. Don't look for solutions. Don't try to explain it. Don't call it names. It's a mystery which we cannot understand. That's my vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for this nice, quiet talk.
Yeah.
One more practical thing for people who live in the south of the Netherlands or the south of Belgium.
Yeah.
That's where you are situated, near Hasselt.
Near Hasselt. So a big part of Limburg, also Dutch Limburg,
Yeah.
Flemish Limburg. I don't do any talks in French, but people are welcome, but they may expect too many words from me and too many talks, but more sitting into being, engaging.
Yeah.
It's a new thing what I discovered, the gazing theory, and I really like it.
But you just said it's not the same as staring. What's the difference between gazing and staring?
Oh, so that's staring is a little bit dominant, a little bit
aggressive.
a
Almost.
little bit aggressive.
Yeah.
You are going to do what I say. You are going to understand me, and if you don't understand me, you're a fool. And gazing is loving.
Yeah. It's all equal. No dominance or no. Yeah.
No.
I can understand. Oh, we'll look up gazing therapy. So that's maybe something you're gonna do with your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Finally, there I realized my dream of giving therapy or counseling with not so many words anymore.
Yeah.
And perhaps I will have just one client a week, and that's okay for me.
Yeah. Because you're almost retired, or
Yeah.
enjoying the countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I want to do, the loving and giving attention, be kind, I can do that in the village too, and in the street and in the market. I don't need clients for that.
No. And that's something we can maybe can do.
Yeah. And most of therapists ask 60 euros or 70 euros. I'm asking now 35 euros, and that will be just for a small period, and then I will work for free. But that's very dangerous, because when you work for free, they say he's not worth a lot. Yeah, people want to pay money, and a lot of money. He's a good doctor or he's a good psychiatrist when you ask 100 euros. But when he works for free, it's an amateur. So ask €5, I think. Yeah. You can't, if you work with your heart, how can you ask for money? It's almost contradicting.
Yeah.
If you would ask me money for this interview, that wouldn't be
No.
possible. It
No.
wouldn't work.
No.
Okay.
Thanks again, Guy.
Yeah.
And for people interested, there's also another interview with you on the website,
Yeah.
nondualisme.nl, and that's a talk in Dutch. And
Yeah.
we'll put your websites underneath the movie.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And let's have some more coffee.
Let's have more coffee. Thank you. Yeah.